Hi everyone, this is Karen Lesnia, your English teacher, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the place where I come from. Hector asked me to do a video. This is not quite a video, but I'll do the best I can. This picture you have in front of you is the place where I'm from. I'm from a place called Duluth in Minnesota. It's in northern Minnesota. It is on Lake Superior. It's a port. You can see that there is all of this is the lake here, and here's the beach where we go in the summer, but the water is very, very cold. So it's not like Cancun or anything like that. The water is very cold, and a lot of people have their houses here. This is a strip of land. This is actually an island, and on this side you have the port. Over here, the Port Authority, where ships come in and they load their ships with coal and grain and those kinds of things. This next picture, here you can see this is a bridge, and this bridge is very famous. It's called the Aerial Lift Bridge because this part in the let me see where that is. Here, in the middle, this whole part raises up so that ships can come in from the Greater Lake into the harbor here. And they how can I say, to load their ships up with different products. And it's one of the few bridges like that in the whole world. You won't find that in many places. And over here is the island that we just saw, Park Point, and this is the mainland. And I used to have several friends who lived on Park Point, and one of the excuses they used when they were late for school was that they got bridged, which meant that in the morning, if the bridge went up, they had to wait until the bridge got down until they could cross in their car. This is another building that is in the same area near the bridge and near Park Point. This is called the Duluth SITES building. This building is more than 100 years old, which is pretty old, at least for our standards. And what they did is they converted it into like a shopping center with some boutiques. So there's a lot of nice little shops inside you can go to. There's a nice cafe there. There's another Vietnamese restaurant, and there's like gift shops. One of my favorite places to go there is a place that that sells smoked fish, and it also sells some dried sausages, which are very, very good. So if you went to this place, this is one of the places you would visit. This is an article in Wikipedia about the building I was just talking to you about, called the Duluth SITES. I actually know this building quite well because when I was a kid, my dad had his print shop in the basement of this building, so I knew it long before it had shops in it and stuff like that. All right, another place which you can where you can go in Duluth is Hawk Ridge. This is a nature preserve, and it's mostly known for spotting hawks. Okay, hawks are a particular type of bird that have times for migrating in the falls of the year. Here let's see if we can take a look at one. See, here you have, this is generally what the hawk is, and then here's some of the other birds that you can also see at different times of the year between September and November, which is when the migration occurs. So here's another one. This is very interesting. This is actually the state bird of Minnesota. This is a very strange looking bird. It's called the loon. You can notice it has black and white feathers. It is a type of duck, really, and you can find them on many Minnesota lakes. And in Minnesota it's called the land of 10,000 lakes because there are more than 12,000 lakes in Minnesota. And if you're alone on a lake and there's not many people around and you're quiet, you can hear the call of this bird, which is quite, I would say, I don't know if spooky is the word, but a little bit haunting, because it sounds like someone is laughing, and it's really quite a beautiful bird. It is quite interesting. So if you look up a loon on the net, you will find some information. This is from the DNR in Minnesota, the Department of Natural Resources. Another very famous place in Duluth where you could go to eat is called Grandma's Restaurant, and this is a restaurant that's been around for quite some time. I don't know how long it's been around, but you can see some scenes from around Duluth and some old pictures. And actually, if you go to the spot on restaurants, you can see it has about 5 different restaurants there. And if you're really interested, you can go to the section on recipes, and you can see the different recipes they have here, soups or salads or main course. And you can get the recipes for some of these. So that's kind of nice that they share their recipes here. Artisan bread pizza, eggplant parmesan. One of the favorite things that I like to eat when I go there is wild rice soup. But I see that must not be in their recipes, because that's one of the things that they sell the best. And finally, Duluth is quite famous for this. This is now it says it's the 35th year next year for Grandma's Marathon. This was a marathon that was sponsored originally by Grandma's Restaurant. And so every year they have a marathon. Next year it's going to be from June 16th to 18th. It's a weekend affair. And what the runners do, they start near another town close by called Two Harbors. And they, obviously they run the length of a marathon. I think it's 26.2 miles or something like that. I can't remember how long a marathon is. And people from all over the world come because Duluth has a very unique climate, which, how can I say, it's very cold, and of course running a marathon is really, really exhausting. And so since it has cooler weather, and the weather is really affected by the lake, it can be very nice to run because it is not that hot, and people as far as away from Africa come to this marathon. So anyway, that's just a little bit more about my town. I hope you enjoyed listening, and well, hopefully you can go to Minnesota someday, because it really is one of the greater states. Thanks. Bye-bye.